All right, Shalom. Want to start by saying, HALAL, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, Bahasham Rakakadash. Double honors to the Apostles of Israel, aka the Apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and love to all the Akim. Continue to preach the truth and all truth and sincerity. All right, real quick, so it's not going to be too long, but basically, as the title of the video reads, it says, the scripture says all men, but I put all men and women because, just to make it even more simpler, it says all men and women shall declare the work of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi and consider his doing. And I'm referencing in the book of Psalms, chapter 64, verse 9. All right, because what basically with all of what's going on, everything. When I say all is going on, literally all of what's going on, like everything is going on. You got this meeting going on with Trump. You got these storms happening. You got these uproars of the people happening. You have the economy of America about to collapse. You have Satan's house divided. Basically, all this prophecy is coming to pass. But the prophecies is what? It said Yahawashi is the spirit of prophecy. So all the things that's happening is what? The spirit of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. And in due time, real soon, everyone on the earth is going to all hail Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. All right, everybody from the Israelites, all of Israel, to all the heathen, all the animals, everything. It said all living things, basically. You know what I'm saying? But starting with man, because as of right now on the earth, people are not praising Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. They're still feeling entitled to praise their own gods. But when Yahawashi comes back, then that's when all that's going to change. Because that's really going to be the ultimate showing that the one true living God, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, really is the one true living God. Because when Yahawashi returns, all these other nations are going to understand, like, damn, well, that's got to be a God right there. And it's not like they're the gods that they worship. It's not like Allah. It's not like Buddha, so on and so forth. It's not like he's going to do another great thing like Yahawashi is going to do when he returns. All right? That's why it says all men shall declare the works of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Because they're going to understand at that very time that, look, this is the one true living God. All right? So I'm going to go into the book of Psalms, the 64th chapter, and then go with the spirit of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, because there's a lot of things that could come of this, but like this chapter all in itself with the 10 verses it has, it's heavy. All right, so this is the book of Psalms, chapter 64, verse 1, and it reads, Hear my voice, O Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Now, what's about to happen right now? The enemy, who's the main enemy of the Israelites? Esau. All right? Now, granted, the Lord considered himself an enemy to Israel for a time, but at the end of the day, the Lord said what? I will still yet choose Israel. The children of Israel, the descendants of Jacob, which are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. When you go into the prophecy, and we go who fits the people of this book, the chosen people of this book. But it says, here in my prayer, it says, preserve my life from fear of the enemy. And Esau's coming down with his wrath right now. But a majority of our people, they're not trusting in Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. They're going to trust in Jesus. They're going to run to Allah. They're going to run to all these other gods under the sun except for the one true living God. And that's why he's going to allow Esau, with his police officers, his foreign troops, his drones, his AI, his artificial intelligence, automated systems, he's going to allow that to come down at Jake. His ICE agents, you see what's going on with the ICE agents in the northern tribes? How they coming down on them, deporting them. Verse 2 of Psalm chapter 64, it says, Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. But who is the wicked, though? Who is the wicked? It's Esau, the so-called white man, because who is ruling right now? Who calls the shots? Who makes the laws? Who passes these legislations? Who can't you speak about? Who is literally in control of everything that's going on? You got Esau. There's something just happened to where they did something in the Caribbean, and I looked up something. I believe in the Caribbean, somewhere in Haiti. All right, I looked up this guy. It said, when you, what's his name? Hold up, damn, it's on my phone. But the guy's name, it says he's a Haitian, but when you go into his history, it says he's of Jayish descent, which means he's an Amalekite. That's part of the Amalekites that run what's going on over there in Haiti and the Dominican Republic. And over there in around in the area of DR and Haiti, you got something, they got some biometric stuff they about to start doing over there. So that just go to show, like, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. Because right now Esau's scraping and scrambling. He's about to get this new system. This system that basically the system of basically the all eyes on you, his eye, cameras, the drones. He's bringing all that. He's trying to be like the Most High. Because what did the Lord say? Hold up. Matter of fact, I forget what it is, what it says in Psalms, but it basically says that the eyes of the Lord are upon all the inhabitants of the earth. And that's what Esau trying to do. That's why he's saying he's trying to be like the Most High. He's trying to be in everybody's thoughts. He's trying to be what he trying to see what everybody see. All right? But anyway, it says, hide me from Psalm 64 and 2. It says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Hey, the workers of iniquity. Hey, 2/3 of our people, because they what? They behind Esau and his system. They don't want this place destroyed. And that's our people. Our people are workers of iniquity, heavily now under these devils. But of course, you can't count Esau out. See, Esau be on some like, oh, well, look at your people. But who's the brainchild behind what's going on in America and throughout the whole earth? Who has the fatness of the earth? Esau. So if he has the fatness of the earth, he's the one that basically sets the tone for how people are. So what did the scripture say? It says what? As a king, and so shall the people be, roughly paraphrasing. And Esau trying to walk around here like he's so high and mighty, but he's not. I seen the Apostle Ramla, I think it was Apostle Ramla or one of the apostles that said that Esau, basically Esau's kingdom is what started these YNs. Because if it was ran by any other nation, the earth wouldn't be in this manner. Now it would be fucked up, but it wouldn't be as wicked as it is, because it says what? Who's more profane than Esau? And we go into that word profane. It says ungodly. Now these other nations, they're godless, but at least they have some kind of like normal, like some kind of like, yo, that's not right. But Esau, he's all against Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. That look at his kingdom, promoting the moles, adultery, idolatry, bestiality. I just seen some dude I went to school with posted this chick. It was the chick, and like, I thought it wasn't gonna be that wild, but it was a chick doing something with a dog, and she was a so-called black woman. I just hope she was a tear. But that's going to show that what's going on and what's being openly pushed out to the public now. More and more profane things. Even the profane conversation, you got to count that. How people speak, how people talk. Because the Lord said, what? You should be in holy conversation. The conversation that Esau pushes is not holy. You go into these podcasts, TV, movies, that's not holy conversation. It just promotes wickedness. Because why? The wicked, the workers of iniquity are empowered. But continuing on, Psalm 64, chapter 64, verse 3. Who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. Hey, you can start with Trump. Trump shoot bitter words. You had the what's that? I don't know what he is, but he's basically a guy. He basically said in D.C. they should rid D.C. of the black communities. So basically, like, exterminate Jake. And that's the rhetoric of Esau. And Esau is sticking out his horns more and more, and he's being more and more open with his wickedness, man, and with his perpetual hatred towards Israel, the true Israelites. Because no matter what you think, those people in Israel right now, those are not the real Israelites. Those are the Amalekites that the Lord said he hates, and he's going to blot them from under heaven. He's going to exterminate them along with the rest of his family, the other Edomites. So you could fake the funk you want, trying to say, oh yeah, we support Israel, we support this, BB and all of them. But those are not the real Israelites. And the whole truth has been exposed already. But that's neither here nor there. But they are the wicked. And they run everything, they own everything. That's why we calling them out through the spirit and the power of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Because now the real Israelites are awoken. So now you can't get your bullshit off anymore. That's why they're being more blatant with their bullshit. Psalm chapter 64 verse 4, and it reads, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. Because they don't fear when they oppress the Israelites. I mean, look how much they oppress the Israelites. You can tell they don't have a fear of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. It's evident. And it's not gonna come. They ain't gonna really understand until Yahawah returns. Yahawah is sowing the signs. Yahawah is Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. They're doing all these things, but until they actually see Yahawah on the earth, they're gonna continue to move as wicked as they possibly could be, and they only gonna get worse. Remember, the scripture said what? The devil coming down will come down upon you with great wrath, knowing he had but a short time. And that short time has been he been on the clock. He been on the countdown, man. It ain't just starting in America. All right, so what's going on right now is just as days go on, as we move forward, you got Trump and Putin meeting, and as we move forward, after this Friday, tomorrow, Saturday, you're gonna have brothers go out in the highways and byways for the most part, and the bulk of the Israelite community go out. The ones in the true spirit of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi prophesy against this place, report on the prophecies, report on the things that are taking place right now, and fitting them with the scriptures. And whatever brothers, and you got brothers, I think the Dallas brothers go out, they're out there right now on Fridays. My Baltimore brothers, they're out there on the highways and byways right now, prophesying against this place. So Esau, you gonna get it from all angles, man. Brothers doing sit-downs in the name of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, your direct kryptonite. But anyway, Psalm chapter 64, verse 5, and it reads, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They communing of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? But now what? The Lord now has exposed them. And they've been saying that for all this time. Who shall see them? They've been doing all these things in secret, and they still think they're being secretive. They still think they're being all crafty. But you've been exposed. And not only have you been exposed, but the names Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi has been exposed back to his people. The name that you small heads didn't have, and that you can't use, and that no other nation knows to use, except for what? His men. They're starting with the elect, which I hope to be a part of. But now the jig is up, and that's why the wars is looming. The beast technology, the MOTB is looming around. It's basically around. We're just waiting. Because at this point now, we're just waiting. We're waiting for the last bit of prophecy to take place, and mainly this the MOTB. So now, Esau, you have no more moves. And what's next is you want to what? You want to persecute the prophets. But what did the Lord say he's going to do? He said what? When the enemy shall come in like a flood, he shall what? Lift up a standard against them. So when Yahawah start to come for the men of the Lord, the true men, the elect of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, the Lord said he's going to intervene. Brothers might get spiritual powers, but brothers are going to be protected however the Lord sees fit at that particular moment for that particular brother. Because of all this shooting privately, conspiring against what? The perfect. And who are the perfect? The Israelites. Starting with Yahawah and the elect. Psalm chapter 64, verse 6, and it reads, they search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep. But Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi shall shoot at them with an arrow, suddenly shall they be wounded, because all their plans, all what they plan on doing, they're conspiring. They're what it says, encouraging themselves in an evil matter. Oh, these ICE deportations, that's encouraging themselves in an evil matter. The whole thing was happening in DC, and what Trump said he want to do in other cities, major cities in America, as far as the federalization of police. What does that sound like? That sound like what? The New World Order, martial law. What's going to come next? Curfews. Like it's right there. It's right here. What's all these uproars? You got uproars happening because of these things. Some of these things Trump is doing, which is also prophecy. The Lord said what? Uproars of the people. Uproars of the people. They should not regard their kings nor their princes. The people against the governments. This is Psalm chapter 64, verse 8, and it reads, so shall they make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. all that see them shall flee away. And that's what's going to happen to you, Esau. Everything you say, all your words, all your bullshit is going to come back on you, man. See, they thought that they shall continue forever. The scripture said in the same book, Psalms, it said the inward thought that the house shall continue forever. So these devils, these Edomites, so-called white people, starting with these Americans, they think that America is going to go on forever. And the heathens and the knuckleheads of our people, they think America is going to go on forever. They don't think America is going to be destroyed. But here it is, America is being destroyed every day. And ultimately it's going to be destroyed with what? Thermonuclear destruction, man. Those missiles, man. That's how the Lord is going to purge the earth of Esau's bullshit, man. And all the other bullshit that followed behind it. Why do you think it said what? In Babylon, Revelation, it said what? The whore being in Babylon, the great America? Why he said the nation's going well? Because of it. Because now you ain't going to be able to live deliciously. When Israel was at its lowest, all the nations were at their highest. But now the Lord, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, has woken up his prophets. They have prophesied in the earth, throughout the four corners of the earth. And now look at it. Now look what's happening. Everything is in total disarray of Esau's kingdom. Because this is that great kingdom. The Lord said what? The prophet shall prophesy against great kingdoms, man. The weapons of warfare are not carnal. We're coming in a pure spirit. We're just speaking. These devils are going to be completely fucked once the Lord gives that power to the elect, man. Once Yahawah cracks that sky. And there's a bunch of things happening up there in the heavens that they seeing, and it's got them shitting in their boots. Which is why they're doing the things they're doing now. But continuing on. Here's the actual inspiration of this video. So, this is Psalm chapter 64, verse 9. It says, and all men shall fear, and shall declare the work of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, for they shall wisely consider of his doing. They're gonna wisely consider of his doing. They're gonna know that this is Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi and none other. And every knee shall bow, every tongue shall confess that what? Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi is the one true living God. The one true living God, and his people are the Israelites, man. Because the power he's going to endow, starting with his elect. That's going to be on the earth. Once Yahawah comes back with that great glory, it said what? The elect should be glorified with him. Yahawah got the immortality already. He in his heavenly vessel. Ain't nothing going to change that. He about to change us. He about to change the Israel. He going to change the Israelites. The nation of Israel is going to be evident that the Lord is this people's God, and that's the one true living God that controls everything. And that's when it said what? Psalm 64:9. It says, and all men, all 100%, everybody on the earth, all men on the earth, men, women, and children on the earth, shall fear and declare the work of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, for they shall wisely consider of his doing. And his doing is everything. All right? Verse 10. It said the righteous, starting with those who righteous, the elect of Israel, and then ultimately the whole nation of Israel. It said the righteous shall be glad in the Lord and shall trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory. And that's starting with the elect on this side. Because what? We got the name Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. The names Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi are being pushed throughout the four corners of the earth. You got the prophets on the highways and byways prophesying against this place, calling Esau out, calling our people out, calling these heathen out, saying what is the entity that created all this? The name of the one true living God, the only living God, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, that woke up these people that were poor in the ghettos, that didn't know nothing, that the people thought they were just fucked up, fucked for life. But you didn't consider the Lord said what? He had a remnant that you ain't going to be able to touch, that you weren't going to be able to destroy. You ain't going to be able to use your witchcraft and your enchantments on the elect of Israel. That's why the Lord has his prophets out here, man. But it's only starting with the elect. But ultimately, the whole nation of Israel is going to be glorified. The Lord said, I believe it's in the book of Isaiah, for all that see that Israel shall be glorified, man. So once they get their judgment over here, they're going to be reincarnated into the righteous, under the loins of the elect. But you heathens, you Edomites, you're going to be born again as slaves, unglorified. But we shall be sanctified in the sight of all the nations. And it starts right now with this truth being pushed out throughout the four corners of the earth. That's how the Lord is glorified. That's how his name is reverenced. That's how he's worshipped. Even in these earthly vessels, man. But it's through the spirit. Because I'm not but a car. I'm not in the flesh. I'm just in the flesh as a man. But the Holy Spirit, Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, I pray to continue to deal with me and continue to be with me in these hard times to come, man. Because soon the fiery trial, when it comes to, deceit or whatever. And we got to continue to trust in Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi until the very end. And the Lord said, he that endureth unto the end. He that endureth unto the end. The very end is what? When they bring that seed to you and they say you can't buy or sell. What are you going to do? Who are you going to trust in? Who are you going to fear? You better hope and pray that you continue to fear Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. These are the people in the truth. Because it's getting close. Every day that passes is getting closer and closer. Every hour, every minute, every second. All right? So, with that, Lord, when this is edifying, I'm going to give all praises to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, Bahasham Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles of Israel, aka the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and love to all the Akim. Continue to preach the truth and all truth and sincerity. Shalom.